Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook. Get a sign-up bonus of 200% up to $25,000 when joining today. Sign up now. Terms and conditions apply.
Vote for IFL in this year's Sports Podcast Awards. Go to www.sportspodcastgroup.com and vote for us in Best Combat Sports Podcast and the Diverse Voices Awards categories. IFL Pod, available across all major streaming platforms now.
This is Colin McGuigan for IFL TV. Delighted to be joined by Sam Eggington. Sam, how you doing, mate? You all good?
I'm alright, pal, yeah. I'm tired, but I'm good, man.
Yeah, how's camp been this time around? Obviously, last year you had a bit of a frustrating year, would you say, 2023 for you?
Yeah, it was a slow year. I mean, it was a slow start of the year, really. But we picked up some progress, and we got 2 fights in a short amount of time. But after the second fight, it just went stale, man, and I just couldn't get out anywhere. It was promised dates, but that just fell through. And by the time the dates had fell through, it was too late to get another show. This was like late November sort of thing. So yeah, it was a slow year.
I'll touch on your new fight news in a second, but I do want to just touch on what you've spoke about there and those situations when you faced obviously the adversity of these shows falling through. What actually happened with Boxer? Because there was a bit of confusion at the end of the year.
Honestly, Pat, I'm not on the phones with these people. Do you know what I mean? I'll just do my job. From my perspective, I was on the show. It was getting a bit weird because it weren't announced, you know, and it was getting close to the show and close to the show, and it weren't announced. But nothing was announced. Do you know what I mean? The whole show weren't announced, apart from the main event, really. So I was okay with it. And again, I weren't asking for a top of the bill spot. I'm on the show. That's all I wanted, and that's what I was told. And by the time they told me I weren't on the show, like I say, it was just too late in the year to get on another one. Really, there weren't any other shows left, and if there was full. You know, there was no other shows to get on. So it sort of just kept me going. You're on it until the last minute. You're not, and then by that time, there was nowhere else to go. So yeah, it was a sickener, but it is what it is.
What way have you left that relationship with Boxer? Can that be repaired? Is it done?
Yeah, I mean, before this fight come up, you know, we was talking about a different fight date with Boxer, with Sky. So there's no bad blood. It was just the way it landed. I didn't fit on the show at the moment at that time. I believe, you know, I could have found out earlier, but it is what it is. You know, I believe I could have been told earlier, and that's where the arguments was. But other than that, nothing, no bad blood. I mean, like I said, I was going to work with him again this year before this fight come up, but then this one come up. It was just too much of an opportunity not to take.
That's it. And obviously 2024 starting off the right way with a big fight at the beginning of the year, trying to get your career going in 2024 again. Abbas Baru, what do you know about him? And in terms of this fight, what are you expecting from Abbas?
Again, pal, I don't look at any of them. And this is no disrespect to him. He's never been on a card that I've watched, and he's just been on anyway. You know, before I knew I was fighting him, I've never seen him box. I know he's decent. I know he's a good amateur. I know, you know, he's well schooled. But I also know there's nothing there that I can't beat. Do you know what I mean? So it could be a hard night. But it's definitely one, whether it be a hard night or an easy night, it's definitely one I can win. So I'll be going into this fight with full confidence that I'll be coming out, you know, as the European champion.
You've established yourself as a real fan favourite over the last number of years, particularly. You're always in a dust-up. You always stand and trade. Is it more of the same from Sam Eggington in this fight against Abbas Baru? Will you stand and trade in the middle of the ring with him?
We have obviously a plan for each fight, but what I will say is I have a plan for what I'm going to do. There's no obviously a plan for what I'm going to do is going to be different for each fight, but I've only got plan A. Do you know what I'm saying? And if they want to work around what I'm doing, then that's fine. But I've got plan A, and I'm going to do what I've been asked to do. I'm not gonna, change it up mid-fight. I know what I've got to do, and that's what I'll go and do, and that's what we're gonna do in the gym. Up until the fight, we're gonna, work it out and make sure I do it properly. But again, it's not hard to know what I want to bring. But I'll just do me. I don't have plan A or plan B. They work if they want to work around what I'm doing, and that's up to them. But I have plan A, and I'm going to go out there and do what I have to do to make that work.
You've had 42 fights. You're still only 30. I think people forget about that. They think maybe you've been around the block a bit longer. But Abbas's 15 fights. Do you believe your experience takes you through in this one?
I think a lot of things take me through in this one. I don't think. Again, I don't want to say anything that disrespects anyone, because this is a hard enough game as it is. But I don't think Abbas has done anything that I couldn't have done. His opponents that he's beat, his opponents that he's stopped. It's nothing that I couldn't have done. He had a good amateur career, and that's about it. And that's what he's got more than me. But everything in his professional career, there's nothing he's done that you wouldn't think I could do either. So the experience is obviously a massive part, but yeah, he's not. I don't think he's tougher than me. I don't think he's stronger than me. He had a better amateur career, and that's about it. Other than that, I don't think there's much separating us.
What will it mean for you to become a 2-time European champion, Sam?
It'll be huge. It will be big, because, like I say, when I moved up to Super Welter, at that time people thought it was, and I've had a few losses at Super Welter as well. So people have ripped me off from the start. So to go out there and win the European against someone that, again, people are thinking, I won't beat. People thinking, I'm the underdog, this, that, and the other. It always gives me an extra push. Like I said in the last fight against Pigford, no one thought I was going to make the fifth round, and it just gives me that much more to get out of bed early, being the last one in the gym. Don't dodge anything. Make sure everything's right. Your diet, it's all right, because people just presume I want to lose. I'm the underdog. Sam will lose this one, and that's the sort of shit that gets me out of bed. So I love that underdog stuff. It gets me going. So yeah, it'd be a massive thing to win the European at 2 weights.
In terms of yourself, and I'm not looking past Abbas Baru at all, but if you are victorious against Abbas, who's the other names in the super welterweight division that you want in 2024?
Whoever's got the biggest checkbook, pal. I've never been one to call people out. I've always said this. My whole career has been made on opportunities. We've never planned, to be mandatory for this, to climb up to be mandatory for that. We've just sort of took the opportunities as they've come, and my career's gone that way. And it's gone well. So I never really call anyone out or try and aim for anything. I just take the biggest fights as they're offered. And that's where my career's gone, and it's gone well, like I say. So I think, we'll get through this one. We'll be the European champion, and we'll wait for the biggest offer after that. And that's one we'll go with. I've never ducked anyone, so fingers crossed. Once we get through this one, the big fights will be on the table.
Before I let you go, just get your opinion on a couple of fights, Sam. Obviously, Virgil Ortiz, Tim Tszyu.
Do you know what? It's one fight, yeah. Because like I said, I've always told everyone I'm not a huge boxing fanatic. I don't watch it. That's one fight I'd stay up and watch. I don't know if I could pick a win. I think I'd go with To-Do at the moment, just because I've seen him in person. I've never saw Ortiz, so I can't really say, but I've saw To-Do, and he's a big kid. And I think with Ortiz coming up the weight, I think I'd go for To-Do at the moment. Yeah, I think so.
What about Fury Usyk in a few weeks?
I think Fury beats him. I don't think it's an easy fight. I think it'll probably be a very boring fight, if I'm honest. But I think Fury's clever. I think he's much bigger as well. Everything that goes in Usyk's favour, his boxing ability and all that stuff, Tyson has that in heaps and bounds as well, and he's a bigger person. So I think I'll go with Fury. Yeah.
Last one before I let you go. Anthony Joshua, Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia. How does it end?
I've never watched Ngannou box. I know he caught Tyson with one from what I heard, and he went down. But I think Joshua gets him out of there before the last bar. I think he does.
Well, Sam, great to have you on IFL TV. Thank you very much for your time,
Appreciate it, mate.
and we'll look forward to seeing you fight week for Abbas Baru and hopefully further on from then again. All right, mate?
Great, man. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a million.
Yeah, pal.
I'm fine.